Thokozani bantabadala, igama lami uGogonomi, and today I have another episode for you guys. Today ngizobe ngikhuluma umkhulu Mahlathini. Umuntu engimaziyo nje isikhathi eside actually, you know. Just to give you guys a side note, so how I met Mkhulu were actually at the back of a car. Yeah, but we were traveling. I think we were traveling to Bushbuck Ridge, and we were on a campaign together for a brand. And you know how we met was like so interesting because Mkhulu was like, "Oh, who are you? I don't know you." And I was like, "Okay, what a way to introduce yourself, but it's fine." And then she was like, "Oh no, but earlier I saw you somewhere on social media, so I think I know that some people know you, but I don't know you. So who are you?" And that's sort of how we then met. And we don't spend a lot of time together, but we do talk from time to time. We'll go to those events together. And I think she's just someone who I realized over time, Guti, you know, sometimes you meet people and maybe in the spiritual world, you are similar. So you might not be best friends with those people, but those interactions, you do remember, Guti, no man, they are solid healers out there that you've met, and you want other people to also know about those people. But I also wanted to know Mkhulu's story, actually, because I think in that engagement we didn't have the time to chat, you know. So I've been asking Mkhulu every week, Mkhulu, when are we meeting? And I thought I was busy, but I've met someone busier than me. So today she finally has time to see us, and I thought, let's do this and just have this conversation. So, Mkhulu, I think I'll let you introduce yourself, and all of that, just to give everyone a backing in terms of who you are and the healing work you do.
Thokozani. Wow, what a way to
I wanted to break the ice.
Wow, I said I don't know you. Anyway, Mkhulu Mahlathini, GP. There's a GP. Please don't forget the GP.
What's the GP for?
We'll get into that. But yeah, originally, Homoto Apani, and I'm a healer.
Yeah.
I mean, I see myself as a healer. These other titles, it's like when you start titling people based on LGBTIQ.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm like, I'm just a human being.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
So more than anything, I'm a healer. But then they call us sangoma. As if but he's sangoma. I know Thokoza. Come up, I'm a sangoma as well. Ngatwasa 2014.
Yes.
Yeah, but then indlela yami was one hell of a journey. Ngihambe for more than 14 years, I think, up to this year. But then officially I became a healer in 2014 at Sangoma, where you go through Twasa and you are declared Uti, Twasile, you graduate, you found in Fihlo and whatnot.
Yes.
And it's been quite a journey.
That's so interesting, Mkhulu. So am I allowed to ask ukuthi udabukela ngakuphi? Because I need to, like mina njengoba ngunoma, because when people ask me, I'd normally say ngikhulele empandeni akamajoy eBushbuck Ridge, you know. So ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi Mkhulu yena ukhulela kuphi, udabuka kuphi, noma ngabe kuyimpande yakho, you know.
Impande yami yithwasisile, I wish.
Yes.
Ngidabuka mina empandeni kaNkukumezani. Nkukumezana is also part of my joy.
Yes.
Yeah, and funny story, I traveled from, where was I? I was in Lesotho. When I was busy with this healing thing, looking for a kobela that can actually heal me. And I remember I was there in a lodge of some sort, and then went through social media and I'm busy checking. Then I found someone, I'm like, hell, lo muntu lo ngathi uyena ngabe gobela yami lo.
Really?
Wa connect ayazi what time and lo ngathi hayi uye. No, and then Batum, lo muntu lo sekatleho.
Really?
All the way in Johannesburg, so now had to travel back to Johannesburg, went for consultation, got there, lo muntu wavela ngitshela zona zonke lezi bengingazitholi.
Yes, ezinye indawo.
And I was like, okay, I'm doing this. Same night I slept, I found a lodge khona lapha eNikatlehong. And I think the following day, I was like, I told her, I mean, I'm ready. I've
Really?
been walking this thing for a while, so let's do it, hey? I'm tired now.
Mkhulu, wait. So, because this is what I want us to unpack, right? Because you're older and like you come from an older school of thought. So you're telling me ukuthi wena zange uphuphe la kumele uyothwasela khona?
Dude, I dreamt.
Yes.
I dreamt of a man in Tafelkop, that is in Groblersdal in
Yes.
Limpopo. Drove to Limpopo, got there, and I'm like, hey, ngaboniswa wena kanje. Hayi lubaba wathi, yazi wena indaba yakho ihambelana nobunguni nobundawo lana senza amalobo.
Yes.
It's more like ikispedi.
Yes.
And vele I mean kimutebele.
Yes.
Classified as mupedi, and that this is something I should be doing, but because the gift is broad, my badimu were like, we don't want this kispedi, but we want more of this.
Yes.
So he was like, Mina, I can't help you. Had to come back.
So he didn't even try?
No.
Wow.
Was blatant. No, I can't, because here we don't do that whole thing of ghosts and blood and whatnot.
Yeah.
No, it will not work. And then I dreamt again. I dreamt of a funny story. I dream of a healer, Rustenbeck. I see this person with dreadlocks. Fine, okay, cool. I saw this person. Drove to Rustenbeck. Like I was shown the way to it. Got there. What do I find? 3 healers esigodlweni esisodwa. Ngiyakubani?
Yes.
Because ngifika laphana sengihlangabezwa yilo engamboniswanga.
Yes.
Bese sengihamba sengithola igobela ungasiyona leyana.
Yes.
But then these people are like family, the siblings.
Yes, I understand.
Now if it doesn't work with this one, there's no way I can say, oh, I'm sorry, it didn't work with you, I'm gonna try this.
Yes.
It's not speed dating, guys.
Yeah.
You know, so had to leave. It was hard. Then went from spiritual home to spiritual home. Now I'm just looking. I'm like, I'm devastated.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to do this because I am sick.
Yeah.
I don't eat. My life is a mess. What am I gonna do? Up until then, I went to Swaziland. With this old man that I thought maybe it was only to find that Lubaba
Yes.
He used to femba a lot.
Yes.
So much I think based on femba.
Oh my gosh.
Easy. So inyawo sasebenzi.
Yes.
Manje Thokoza baba phela mina ngifuna ukuthwasa.
Yes.
Sengilahleke sengiya futhi before I got to him ngilahlekelwa to some woman and I got there khona makati agcwele indawo. I'm like, no.
Yes,
This is
I
not
understand.
the place. I go there and this man gave me umuthi actually.
Yes.
You know, umuthi lo ngikhulume but lo.
Yes.
Yeah, speed. Yeah. Then I went to the lodge, drank the thing. Later on, I would check social media, maybe I'll find someone. I went there. How? Okay. One month. Okay. Come home.
Yes.
Maybe I might.
So wait, you were not based in Joburg at the time, or were you?
I was, like, I've been based in Gauteng,
Yes.
but because of Ufuna, the healing, I was just all over, just looking at. And there's this perception, yokuthi mhlambe mufuna ukuthwasa, especially singuni nowadays.
Yes,
I
you
mean,
don't
that
do
was
it in
2014.
Joburg. Yes.
You know, you're like in nowadays, I need to go to Mpumalanga.
Yes.
I need to go to, Swatini
Yes.
and whatnot. Kanti hayi lokho Swati zokuthola khona la
Yes.
singuni. And then that's how I came back from Eswatini. I went there, consulted, and then I felt at home.
Yeah.
I was at peace, and also I think Katala.
You were tired.
Yeah, Katala. Really, really tired. I'm like, no, I have to do this. More than anything, I persevered. I never gave up. I was
Yes.
like, I will find this thing. It's like looking for gold,
Yes.
in a mine. I'm like, I will ultimately find this gold. So I'm not going to give up. I will search until I find it. And I found it, really. I found a home. But you know how it is. You look at Indawo and you're like, hey, no, this is it.
Yeah.
Kanti abesuthu, they say, sijana sesihle hasijelwe.
Yes.
You know, like you look at this,
Understand.
it's so nice, but then inside you might find
There's nothing.
yes. You know,
Yeah.
so it was hell.
Really?
Yeah.
So, but did you finish there?
I did. I had no choice. Funny story. On the day Yentwaso, just the night before, on a Friday, I had to go look for goats and whatnot.
Yes.
And I went, looked for goats, and then I connected with this one, connected with that one. Had to find 2 goats. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, Gishap. I had made umkomboti.
Yes.
And I came back. I don't know. Oh, that week we were not on speaking terms with my Gobela.
Really? That
Yeah.
happens, guys?
Yeah. And now I'm like, okay, we are not talking, but then I need to graduate this weekend.
Yes.
Now this woman is not talking to me. Ngizwenzani?
Yes.
You khona lapha on a Friday. I'm like, yeah. That's at that moment where there's a separation between the Dlozi
And yourself,
Khomutso.
yes.
Manje uMahlathini hleli ngapha ukhomutso ukhomutso is of the world,
Yes.
flesh. So I'm like, yeah, no, jwayela kabi lo.
Yes.
Why yenza so? So now uzumele uhambe uyovusa amadlozi angekho.
Yes.
Ahleli le. I will not lie. That was not idlozi.
Yes.
Because now I went there, I'm like, yeah, ngiyahlehla lapha. Hambe ngitshela uGobela ukuthi yeah, if you are ufuna ungithwasisa thwasisa umntwana ini yekela. Because spirits connect. Gobela didn't take it personal and said,
Yes.
Lumtani Joel disrespecting me like this in my own home.
Yes.
She's just so calm, nonchalant.
Yeah.
She said to me, you know what? Keep a lento leyo ngizela ngayo la.
Yes.
Hambe tail between my legs while on some closy mode of my own.
Yes.
Went ngihlehle ngibuye. That was hey.
I'm sorry.
How far is the mqombothi?
Yes.
I told Baba Mqombothi is not even brewing.
Yes.
Mqombothi was quiet. But after that, I then said, Baba, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what came over me, but I'm so sorry. I want to do this. And then once I said that, wakhuphuka again, Mqombothi.
Wow.
And I knew, oh yeah, this is it. We're doing it. And we did it.
But do you guys have a good relationship now?
No. We speak every
Yes.
now and then,
Yeah.
but I think our paths are kind of
Different.
because, listen, Uktwasa doesn't end with the Gobela that you are given
Yes.
now. You will Twasa, and then only to find that your clothes are on some assignment that you know nothing about. You are like an FBI agent.
Yes.
You know, you are assigned to different cases.
Yes.
So now once you are done with this part, you are being sent to Mexico
Yes.
to deal with another case.
Yes.
So it was that for me, because I left afterwards, wasn't even taken home.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, Thokozani Baba, I have to go, I need to go work because I was out of jobs and then I had no money, but
Yeah.
I need to go source money, make money for my homecoming. Okay, sharp, Pasha, take your things. And then I took my things, I left. Leaving, I found myself in Venda.
Wow.
In Venda, I'm learning imiti, I'm
Yes.
learning bones, different types of uklola.
Yeah.
I was like, can a person really consulting a matamba 4?
Yes.
There's what we call divining bones.
Yes.
It's just 4 of them.
Yes.
Out of that 4, you're able to hlola umuntu, and that was bizarre to me because I didn't know that
Yeah.
word. But then that happened, learned amatambo feather and imiti and manje, because here's the difference. Mutwasa e Gauteng and Mutwasa emakhaya. There's a difference.
Yes, there
in
is.
Gauteng we are twasa igobela kuyasebenza
Yes.
ufana nogogo nomi.
Yeah.
Une 925 siningi ku Metro FM.
Yes.
Thina sihlele ekhaya. And then there's no time to be going to
The felt.
the mountain to go siyogubha imithi.
Yes.
Ayikho siye Faraday, siye
Yes.
my whatever. You know, but then now it was a different world when I got to Venda. Now we have to go to the bushes.
Yes.
Go dig this muthi. Now we handle the whole day. Niyogubha umuthi
Oyi-one. could never be me. I'm just saying.
That time I think ngathwasa mina ngaphuma ngaqeda it was ngathwasa ku winter.
Yes,
it was the end of winter.
Yeah.
July, August. So now I'm in Venda probably in September.
And it's scorching hot.
Yeah. So I'm there busy in the meetings. I can't do this anymore. Now I'm so criminous. Let's go. Now there's also a barrier, language clash.
Yes, because they speak Venda.
Venda, I don't know Venda, but I had to learn. So then I did that, and then there was. I'm working on time. I'm an FBI agent.
Yes.
Guys, I really classify myself as an FBI agent.
Yeah.
But now I'm no longer an agent. I think
supervisor.
Because even my kids, when I was teaching them bones, I was telling them that, guys, treat this as a case.
Yes.
You're working on a case, even ngamatambo. Umuhlola itambo, you must be strategic and know, okay, the reason why this is happening is because this happened. If lo muntu akekho ekhaya use boyfriend, like that way. So I'm that person. So they were like, oh no, time up, go. I left, came back to Joburg, met another healer. Funny story, I meet this healer Gupi. I was in diagonal Joburg buying amabai and stuff, and then connected, sudden connection right there. And I was like, wow, okay. Only to discover that this person lives in the south, not far from where I'm going to live. I was in Rossittonville. This person was in South Hill, so we are in the south. Oh, okay. So this person was the one that was assigned by Amadlos, I believe, to then do the homecoming for me, Ningen officially.
Yes.
Wow. But I did not even do the inkomo because maybe at a later stage, I don't know, but it's so sad that Tina Inyanga, we have this thing. I'm so sorry to say it, but suga kupuke umona.
Yes, I know that thing. Yeah.
Phakathi kwe-flesh from the dlozi. And your dlozi recognizes the dlozi, not the flesh. You know. So now this person then developed some form of jealousy, whatever, and then things got complicated. As a result, I was not ekhaya officially kahle. Believe me, the only time I did inkomo yamadlozi wami ukuthi, guys, I'm done.
Yes.
All those years ngithwasisa.
Yes.
Abantwana bahlatshelwa inkomo.
Yeah.
Baphahlela ngibayise ekhaya. Mine khana ngiyenza manje September last year.
Yes, I remember.
Yes.
So I want us to talk to that because I'm of a different belief, right? So I'm that gobela who tells their kids not to slaughter the cow first. You know? Yeah. Because of all the things that you've mentioned and obviously things that I've seen, you know, where for me it's like, and people can quote me, inkomo, it's when you've seen what they've brought to you and there's a result out of that, and therefore now I can come to you with the cow because what you've provided me in life in terms of like anything tangible, I can equate it to a cow. You know. So I'm the gobela that someone would say with unomona. You know, because you would come to me saying, Uti, maybe you've been shown a cow. And I would say, yes, I understand that, but not now.
Not now, yeah.
You know, but my reason behind it is because I've slaughtered a cow and things did not go right. You know, and so sometimes I have that thing, Uti, ngathi ngabuza other healers, Uti, the symbolism for cow to you, what do you equate it to? What does that really mean? Does it mean you're finished? What does it mean?
Well, in my journey, because ngayenza amakhosi, and amakhosi are people who are from royalty. And they define themselves kakhulu, not with imbuzi, which are for ngunis and whatnot. So with them, when you go home as part of celebration, ukuthi nangu umntwana sekalethe ukunyanga ekhaya, mele abuye nenkomo simngenise ekhaya kahle. I believe that's what we were taught. Okay, this is how this will work, so now you're doing things according to the way you were taught.
Yes.
But then, funny story is the fact that I have been doing that, but
Yes.
me myself, I'm like, hey yo,
I'll wait for my turn.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I haven't done my own inkomo, and I believe they know why.
Yes.
And when the time is right, that will happen. And it
Yeah.
happened. It happened.
And it was effortless. It looked, the photos were beautiful. I was
Listen,
like, okay.
because they were like, okay, no, this is the time. You're going to spend so much money. We'll give it to you. Don't worry.
Yes.
You will be broke afterwards. And I was broke afterwards.
You have to mention that part, cool.
Yo.
Okay. So the other thing I want to talk about is obviously you and I we met on a trip where as healers we were selected, whatever, and I want to talk to that too. How does then Mahlathini find herself as a healer in the online space, in the online world? Is it something that she's called to? Is it something that she just loves? What is it?
I believe I was called to that.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I was exposed to the media industry even before people were exposed to it. I started working in the TV and film industry years ago. I can't even recall how many years has it been, but I knew that world. I was familiar with it. And then coming back now as a healer, it was easy for me to say, oh wait, actually I can actually just put myself there as this person. Now I did that. And I know there's a notion of if umuntu bonisiwe, if they must come to you as a healer, mele beyizele ekhaya uzwe nje i-call, but hey, waza phela khona abantu endumbeni, oh okay, get dressed, go.
Yes.
But believe me, now things have evolved.
Yes.
The world has evolved. Honestly, even our parents as old as 56, 57, they're on your WhatsApps. Baya posta kuma statuses and whatnot. Nah, kulamadloti baya no, these people are living in a different realm now.
Yes.
So for me, I feel like Minidlo Islami is smart to
Yeah.
say, go this route.
Yes.
It wasn't me. I can't take credit for that. The credit is just me being in this current realm, and then him being in that world, and then
planting the seed as well.
I can't say I go there to look for clients. I'm just out there.
Yes, I understand.
And when you are there, you're not there to look for clients.
Yes.
You're not there to advertise yourself. And even if you're advertising, it's okay.
Yeah.
Business people do that.
Yeah. So that's what I want to tap into then, because we see a lot on TikTok, so I can't be on TikTok for too long because I get stressed out, I'm just like, there's so much that healers are showing online, for example, and sometimes I get caught between two worlds of like, oh no, it's easy for you to say Kokonomi because you have different platforms, you have the ability to express yourself, you've chosen to mute certain things and maybe not mute other things, but I want to know about that, like what is it about us as healers now that is making us sort of go into a space where we don't protect information, and I'm not saying you don't protect it. I want to know your stance as Mahlathini ukuthi, what do you think about social media and the realm that we've gotten into? Because we get a lot of criticism. Like I've seen posts on WhatsApp of people who are like, oh no, these healers that put themselves out there on social media. Or even someone said to me, those healers that drive really nice cars, like those aren't real. It's almost like, I don't know, there's a thing that people believe about healers that I'm trying to dispel. But I also worry because as I try and dispel it, it's like, you are one of them doing something similar. Where do we draw the line?
Honestly, Gogo, right now, I literally cringe. But I don't even follow Izangoma's content
Me
right
too.
now.
Too.
Well, I do follow you. You're just very close to me. But I feel like we have taken this whole social media too far, man.
Yeah.
Like we are now exposing sacred things that were supposed to be protected within Ubungoma. Because right now, nothing is hidden.
Yes.
Now there's reality TVs, shows, and then there's people that are posting things on TikTok and whatnot. Personally, on TikTok and whatnot, I'm just me. I'm Khomotso.
Yes.
But I'm Khomotso Mahlathini. I opened it as Mahlathini, then there's my surname. And I'm like, oh, do I need to post chickens here?
No.
No, it's me. I'm at a restaurant. I'm drinking wine.
Yes.
I do that because I feel like certain things do not need to be exposed.
But then at which point then do we get taught this? Because, there's this thing for me where I'm like, or is it us, like the new gobelas that are ruining it? Because, mina ngathi sakudala ne, angikhumbuli ukugobela wami having to tell me what I can and I can't do, But for example, I do online consultations and I joke about it all the time that my gobela would kill me.
Yeah.
She would literally hang Joe, quarter me, because she believes in even ukuthi fanele uhlale phansi nomuntu endumbeni kushaywe inhlolo like face to face, whereas for me I feel like ugogo la uyangilimisa, and I can't ever tell her that to her face, this belief for you, I think it holds. But there's other things like the things you're mentioning in Dwa, so that I would never shoot,
of course,
or make pelezolingane and certain things are being done, then I would never shoot that, But like, what is it then that we were told that other people didn't hear about the sacredness?
Honestly, I believe these new age sangomas.
I'm one of them.
Okay, you and your peers, you guys came and I don't know where the narrative was lost, or because if you look at it, in Kanguti, it became excitement. Yoguti, people on social media, like Yona on its own, is not a safe space. Let's be honest, very toxic.
Yeah.
You see people being berated on Twitter. Like people decide to log out of Twitter and whatnot because of they are bullied, but then now these new age sangomas have taken it upon themselves ukuthi tina we're going to post there and we're going to reveal ukuthi tina senza so futhi we are able to udlisa indoda futhi we are able to do this, like you are exposing so many the dark world, and it's essentially the darkness that is being exposed, as opposed to the light things like ukita. It's nice, the rhythm, the drums. Some people will get healed from ukbega ungiti wako kapinto umntwana wako, like now they're hearing ama drums nani ucula, they're like, wow, I want to be there. But now masubheka bona igazi nani, I think there's not even a thing ukuthi mele utshelwe ukuthi you don't jump this line. It's more like when you're a teenager, coming out as a teenager, and now maybe you were being told once stay far away from boys, but then when you're like why, then you go, you're pregnant in teenage pregnancy and whatnot. It's that thing, the risks that we take as young people.
But then Mkhulu, then how do people know who to trust then? Because remember, online makes it seem like we all know what we're doing, we're all good, at what we do. So then how does someone measure my authenticity versus yours versus another healer's?
Energy.
But some people can't pick up on energy, Mkhulu.
That's the thing, and that's why right now we are painted in the same brush.
Yes.
Believe me, even in story rooms, they would know that I'm a healer, but I don't flag the healer. Hey, no, he panned, hey, guy. Yeah, look at me. because the way we are doing it, guys, you look at TV now. The things that they are practicing is all about utwala, utwalisa, inyoka, and whatnot. You know, so now you really don't know, because now people are exposed to everything, the dark and the light.
Yes.
You know, so there's no stopping it. It's on steroids. This
That's
thing.
crazy.
There is no way to actually differentiate between Shem mhlambe yazi yena mara Shem noma senza inhlolo online zona ziyavela, because honestly whether you are here physically or you are there, ngibiza amagama wakini ngiyakhola, it's the same thing that you will hear when you come into my space of healing. You know, so there's no difference. But then we failed to protect that, and then we exposed it further.
Yeah.
To even show amagona wethu nemitundu nana.
Yes,
Why?
I get it.
You know? So that's where the problem lies with social media, because also the problem is that social media is very toxic, and people want the relevance.
Yes.
You want to be relevant, and you feel like if I expose
I want to say something. Like, I'm just like, so for me, when we grew up, you would get told ukuthi ukuduma kwenyanga into eyi-1 umsebenzi wayo.
Yeah.
Ngoba umsebenzi wenyanga uyazikhulumela.
Thokozani.
We understand.
Thokozani.
So the thing of, yes, I can be online as a healer, but you must look at my product, you know, and remember kudala i-client yethu thina bekuyi-word of mouth, you know. So it was literally ukuthi lo uzotshela loyo atshele umunye and kanjalo, and that is for me what we should be judging by. But I think because of social media, it actually gets so hard to define or determine, you know. I think even us as healers, we are wrong, because you're looking at the number of healers or the number of clients as opposed to the quality of the work in the few clients that we have, you know. So I think this conversation, Nami, I get torn sometimes, because I'm like, you know, you want to be a good healer and you want to do all the right things. But as soon as you also call, this thing, I don't understand it, then because you are also in those spaces, other people are like, no, you only want communication relative to when it's you and like when it's your view, you know?
100%, yeah.
Shucks.
Inzima. And also because it's not even on us as healers. Here's the thing, it's not even us saying sifuna ukuba laphayana, we want to be, you know, out there and whatnot. It's how the world is right now. You know, the world is now controlled and conformed in this social media web, where people are like, mina ngizothemba lo because ngimbona ku-TikTok and ngimbona ku-Instagram naku-Facebook. So if angibonanga so uzocanga ukuthi
angisebenzi. And I think for me, Shame, this is one thing, you know, I know so many amazing healers that aren't online.
Of course.
You know, and I feel bad sometimes, because I'm like, yo guys, there's people I've learned things from that I know that person doesn't even know what Instagram or Twitter or YouTube is, for that matter. But those people, I've been able to learn so many core things, you know. And inclusive, I'm even sure what we put out as ubunya, it's only like you know, like when I say the top of the icing of a cake, whereas there's so much more underneath there that people don't see, you know. But I think, Mkhulu, then I want to know, because I mean, I was saying this to you before we started talking, you know, Guti, I've had conversations with people who are like, how do you as a healer measure your success, you know? I want to make an example where I always joke to people that I've always worked in corporate, right? But I always find that as an individual, where I do really, really well, whether I like it or not, is healing, you know? So like where I'll get my accolades, where I'll get my applause from people, where I'll get the real respect from people is actually in healing, which obviously growing up in my head, I didn't imagine that, you know? So I really went into healing as one of those people who I blamed my ancestors,
Yeah.
and I didn't understand why me. I mean, I went to school, I'm so smart.
Yeah.
Why would you guys want to do this to me? And I just want to know, even for someone who's sitting listening to this, what's been your take and your journey around success vs being a healer, and do the parts fit together? Are they separate? What is it for Mkhulu Mahlathini?
For me personally, I don't know, like I would sit in conversations with people and I'm like, yabona lento yokuthi people are like, especially when you've matured enough, you are a healer. Well, I don't want to base it on years and whatever, but when idlozi selihlele kahle kuwena,
yes,
ayikho lento ukuthi uzothi imani ingena la ngomnyango bese umunye sekangena idlozi in.
Yes.
No, I do not believe in it. I can't come to your house then the next thing say ngila. If there's that, I'm like, yo bruh, no.
We have this conversation all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm like, I feel like me and Dlozi, we are one. Me and Dlozi communicate. We are like, oh, this is the place where you come. Okay, so let's go. And then the Dlozi comes, and then we go in trance, and then we do the thing. The Dlozi even myself puma, and you're like, no, not this place. Imagine now, so bagu trance in a brainstorm in a boardroom. That's not a good look for you. So I believe you and the Dlozi should be one, 50-50, in a sense that Dlozi knows ukuthi umntanethu, mhlawumbe you are a model or you're a PR agent, whatnot. They know ukuthi uzothwasa from there. They need to hlangabeza you, nibe into eyi-one. Ngapha usiza bona, they are healing everything. Then ngapha, they make you happy in what you love, which is what they love. So I wouldn't say I was fortunate. I don't want to base myself like that, but like I have a good relationship with my ancestors, and hence I believe it's okay, since I'm getting these kids who want to undergo this journey, and I'm like, no guys, not now, I'm not ready. I'll send you to my couple. I can even send them to you. I'm like, no, there's someone that I trust. I can send you to them if you really want to do it now. But right now, this period, I'm very busy. Like I work for almost, now it's 5 productions, different productions, different TV shows, and it shows even on screen. You see me all over, like, hey Madam Mkhulu, all over. Like, keep busy, and me being busy. I'm not being selfish. Yes. So like, also it's that thing, that's why I don't take kids under the age of 20, because I'm like, go to school.
Yes.
What I can do, let me and your family, your parents, let us speak to these Dlozis and say, hey, mnikeni isikhathi umntana makahamba ayoqeda isikolo. Ngithi kuye, right now you're going to go through this journey. You are 19 years old. Uyahamba uyothwasa, mubuya awuna next. Awuyanga esikolweni. Awuna ma qualifications. What are you going to do? You're going to rely on this thing as your source of income. No, it won't work. That's when people start doing wrong things. Now they're going to acquire things that will bring people to them. You see, because ubunyanga is not about it's about healing.
It is.
It's not about now I must be rich and whatnot. I mean, I will go for a month without anyone coming and doing like, oh no, it's fine, we're good, we're still good, we're good. Then the next month, I'm a consultations, I'm a rituals. But then the space in my professional work, break, then so that's what needs to happen. So
you're talking more around balance, actually.
Yes. They have to, and you need to know ubunyanga is not your getaway for success.
Yes.
That we need to be clear about, because if you look at inyanga who rely on amatwasa for an income, it ends up bad, because now wonke umuntu makafika lana azohlola nedlozi loluthwasa, then basenda izinto bayaphephetha lo mntana uyaphupha.
Because that's what I was gonna ask you, Guti. So for me, it's like a dual thing, right? there's the part where, unfortunately, we do sit there sometimes and there's 10 people in one day that do have idlozi, and you're confused yourself as the healer. How is this like even possible that I've seen 10 people and all of them have had the same message, right?
Can I answer you? Look, your idlozi will never send people that are not aligned to you. So they will send you people abatwasayo. And out of that 10, believe me, 5 of them will come and twasa by you. The reason they were sent to you was because you will tell them, this is what's happening. Sadly for us, we went to pillar to post looking for someone to confirm, you have the gift, and nobody did until later stage.
So ngifuna ukubuza the counter, Mkhulu, you know, which is something I struggled with. I mean, I had a similar journey to yours. Maybe not pillar to post, but almost, you know. But lento le yoguti angithi na unedlozi idlozi liyakhuluma emuntwini uyaphupha. You know. So if when now you are telling us that the dreams are also manufactured, you know, it makes it very hard because now we don't know how to discern. Then manje mangiphupa and I'm expecting good mele ngizophehla kuwe vele. At which point then do my ancestors come in to intercede? Ukuthi no ungayi lapho.
Lalela, let me tell you. Let me break it down to you. Let me paint a picture. Yabona, there's the authenticity of idlozi sending you to Mkhulu or Gogos Banban Manzini, right? They're sending you to this person because they know this person, they've met them. Now, they met them then. Remember, realms are different. Bona, they are still there. Then the next thing, at that moment when they send you to Mahlathini akasenzi sona. Sekangenwe social media, sekangenwe ama-champagne.
You wanna say that?
No. So now, then when you get there, only when you are in there, they realize, okay, flip. So inzima ke lo mntwana sekashintshile manje mele sithathe umntwana ethu simise somewhere else. But then comes the other one, le man-made, whereby people go bayothola izinto, you know, to get abantu. You know, I mean, it's the
asitshele Mkhulu izinto ezifana nani. We want to know. We want to know because you know what, I've played it safe in most of the you know, podcast sessions because I don't believe in that stuff. You know, like I'm very much, I think someone called me out online even the other day on radio, basically me, but Coco no me, she says she doesn't believe in witchcraft, and then she says but it exists, so which one is it, you know?
But when mina also think 10 hours there because it does exist.
I agree, Mkhulu ne, but I think I'm also of the notion yokuthi siyazikhethela emhlabeni ukuthi into ezongi-affecta into efana nani, you know. So where I'm going is I want you to clarify it for us so other people know that there is a world like that. And yes, maybe Kokonomi keeps putting it under a carpet, ayvala
deliberately.
Yes, for her own reasons. Maybe ngiyayisaba that world,
course,
you know. But give us ukuthi sazi ukuthi kahle kahle, then what is the other world?
Absolutely. See, this cup is black. This is white. There's black and white in the world, in life generally. Even ebungomeni, there is black, there's white. Kunemithi emhlophe, yenhlanhla, idonsi inhlanhla. Kunemithi emnyama. Yezinto ezimnyama. Sometimes those meats are meant for us to use ukuyolahla izinto ezimdaka. But those same meats can be used against light. They can be used for bad things, wrong things. I will not say wrong. In their eyes, it's not wrong.
Right,
but I will be honest with you. We should not run away from the fact that zikhona inyanga who practices dark magic.
We do.
You know, in as much as we would like to run away from it or avoid it the way we want, but ikhona iyaphila. Akhona magona ayenziwayo ukuthi le ukuthi silethe ama-clients le eyamathwasa le eyemali zikhona. That's where ukuthwala comes, you know. Ukuthwala is not merely ukuthi they're gonna give you a snake and throw it at you and whatnot.
Yeah,
it comes with those things, and then it grows this thing within your ndumba. Abakutsheli also, they don't give you.
Yes, because that's the next thing I was gonna ask, Uguti. So, like, are these people aware?
Look, some are aware, but I will tell you one thing. Money is the root of all evil. Let us not run away from it. Everybody wants money. Right now, I'm ngiphethe 20 lots, ngizobhethe 250, but I will not go gambling because I'm like, I know I'm not.
I think the reason I'm asking, like, so Mkhulu, where I grew up, my Kobela literally did not teach us imiti yogloya.
Yeah.
You know, so even things like amakona, it's a thing of but it's a very foreign concept to me. Ikona englaziyo amakona lawa engwenzela amathwasa umuntu mayimphelezele ekhaya, and that's it, you know. So even if I would go into a healer space ngibone amakona amaningi nokuthuka ukuthi enhle kula kwenzakalani, you know. But I've never had the guts to ask someone when I do see them, okay, what is this for? Because other people, when you ask, they have the assumption but you are just because you're a healer, you know. And so it's like, for me, confused then in the same space where you've also housed amakona wedlozi, then how do you then house lamakona lawa?
Interesting that you ask. Recently, as in a brainstorm, we're busy working on some show, gangsters and whatnot. So within that, someone mentioned that inkabi, before they go and kill someone, bayaphahlele, bakuthakazela, bakubhize, bakucela emadlozini wabo ukuthi sicelanile bakwabanibani umntwana wenu wonile kanje siyacela ukumthatha sizombulala namhlanje, bayakucela edlozini ngempepho. You see, so now within that space la uphahla khona ukuthi ngiphahlela izinto ezinhle nani, there is that other one, that other corner that's there by the corner. Angeke bayivalele ngani bayenzeni, it's there because iyenza umsebenzi wayo. Only when it's time to activate it, then they go to it. There are things that they do. I mean, I listen when people speak. I'm like, oh, is it? Wow. I listen. I'm very inquisitive. I want to know why. So I know, I'm very much aware that healers do have amakona wenhlanhla right for mathwasa nani nikeza abantu inhlanhla nani, but there will be these other ones for ubulala and whatever I don't even want to know, but there is that world and it exists. We see it, we cannot shy away from it. You know it, you just don't want to usually you are scared to tap into it because it's like watching a scary movie. You're like, oh, ngizophuphakabi.
Yes. Or like ngisaba repercussions for family, you know. So for me, I'm very family orientated, and I think that's my fear. Guti mangithinta lezinto, then the next thing, you know, something goes wrong. I already come from a small family.
And things always go wrong. Things always go wrong. I have people that I know of that have been in those worlds, and I do see their journey. Ihamba it. And I'm like, I can't tell them, why are you doing that? Because now you see.
Yes. So that's the other thing I want to talk about when you talk about that. Like, so for me, Tina Skula Vele, knowing you don't even umkhuza umuntu umbona. You know, and I think that's the hard part of the whole thing, Guti. We would get told, Gutinje, you don't really mess in the business of that person, you know. And I want to understand the logic then behind that. Why do we do that?
Really, even if I'll take you on a simple task, like even just moving away from the darkness. Let's say, for instance, you are consulting with a couple. And then the other one is cheating.
Yes,
you just need
even
to
that.
You're not going to call them out. You're not going to say, when I so. I believe that is the spiritual rule, like the rule, not even even in prophecy. I know for a fact because I used to be a ZCC member. I was told Uguti, prophets were once called out.
Oh, so that's why you wear the green and yellow. I know, we get it now. We get it.
So I was told Uguti, prophets were called out, reprimanded. Uguti, you do not call people's names. Because believe me, Amadlos are able to give us names. They are able to call out names. Yeah, when I got to Jora no matter. So we were told Uguti, they were told now they cannot do that. It's because then idala is missing. When you do that, you create a whole brawl. Like it becomes a war, a battle. Because because but say so
I'm coming with so many questions because I think you're the one person who I think comes from exactly the world I come from in Ubungoma, right? I want to ask something, Mkhulu. There's this thing that I've noticed. Sina mesikhula sithwasa empandeni zethu. Sikhula kubhulwa. You know. But manje unokuya emgidini uthola ukuthi amathwasa awasabhuli. Why?
Ababoni. Mathwasa awasaboni. Mathwasa ngithi ba busy nama social media, 1. 2, they're busy doing wrong things. When you tell them not to do this, that's the very same thing they do. I was so surprised. Like now, currently, maybe 4 or 3 years later, I hear from abantwana batwasisile telling me ukuthi thina sahamba sayodla sushi in a restaurant, and I cringe.
When batwasa
beng batwasisa mina but no sahamba sayodla sushi say restaurant senza so ukuthi nokuthi, and then
oh no, I've seen it all.
I've then you question yourself ukuthi okay, why do
that? Telling me they're at work, and then I'm just passing by and I see them by the fridges and I pass like nothing happened because I'm like,
you see. But now it takes you back to us. Abatwasa dala ne. Here's the thing. Funny story. There was a day I was very devastated. I was going through the most.
Yes,
yeah, so I'm there. I think few days in, I was so stressed. I mean, I was living off alcohol during this time of trying to find myself. I didn't even eat.
But at least you're honest.
Why? You know? So this one time, la bengthwasa khona umntana kaGobela naye bekathwasile. So uyena bekasilekelela kakhulu esamathwasa. So I know I go yibona asithole amabhiya in by the way I don't drink beer, but kuleyo ndlela no usitholile amabhiya hambe no lwandle hambe ngikhulback bayothenga Hansa back then, come back with Hansa. Let's Skubek sihleli lapha endumbeni, hardly 2 minutes ngelikobela bengene kuthi mabhodlela how okay so kwenzakani sebayasikhipa athule baba bela mara kuyasho ukuthi khona into embiza endlini azozala hayi then athule yaze aphuma intweni siphuze dawu siphuze sidakwe mesiceda ukudakwa sifaka isonto manje kusovela ledlozi kuvela nayithula ngithi siso azibuze lapha endlini laba
what's happening,
something up la ikuseni. She would not come in the morning, mesihlehla ngabo 3. And then this particular morning she came. Bamuzwa afika ngamachapchap bayamaza. Ngithi siyazazi iGobela mazingeke.
Yes.
But baba nake kuka yimo. My blanket ke robetsi. Bari baba ke. Wavula umnyango wasithola. That was it. Sitholile. Then manje kumele wenze ngicela uxolo ukuthi athokoza bakhophathalo. In our days that would happen. It would show you ukuthi what you are doing is wrong.
Yes.
But now amathwasa manje banandaba bana what's that thing? Abana conscious. They don't abana litswalo. They don't care.
Yeah, because you know for me mina ngiqoshiwe Mkhulu. Khona la bengihamba khona abangiqoshe khona because of lenkinga leyo ukuthi megugidwa kubhulwa, you know. And so then I would say, I mean, I can't do that at my age. I can't ukuthi ngigide ngingabhuli. So how do I go back and I tell my children, oh no, by the way, siya kuMahlathini. And emasifika kuMahlathini angeke sikhona ukubhula, you know. So I wanted to know, because I could never ask them what is the reason that amathwasa angasabhuli, you know. And I mean, it's hard because it's based on your own experience. I was once a twasa who did not bula, you know, not knowing ukuthi mangekule phehlo leli ngingabhuli kusho ukuthi angiboni.
Yeah. I think it's practice, even more than ungaboni. One, it's dedication yamatwasa. But more than anything, it's igobela. You as the teacher, you need to tell your kids because that's what we need to do. That's what I was told to do, and that's what I've been doing. Okay. Abantwana mabaqeda ukudla intwaso, more especially on that day, that's when they need to show us ukuthi babonani. On that day when we are celebrating them, they should be doing this. Papis babul. Masikise kaya. That's when you should actually even bula more, because uvula vele indumba yamadlozi ukuthi la ekhaya kuyalatshwa siyalapha. So umntwana mela bula abantu babona ukuthi oh lo mntwana ubuye kwelanda ukunyanga nangu.
Because of thina mesithwasa thina kwawufihlelo noma ufike ekhaya. And you know mangithi mesithwasa, I mean there are probably gobelas that are older than me who think our generation has issues, you know. And so to them it's like laba, you know. But I feel ukuthi mina when and I've wanted to have this conversation, you know, but I haven't been able to have the space because I haven't had anyone who I feel like, no, law, we understand that this thing. So then now, mesiti siyatwasisa then senzani.
Yeah, I need to nina busy nama phone, nama zippo, nama champagne. There's no time. You know, I honestly don't think there is time. There's time to spend with your kids, but then you're also thinking about content. Ooh, gogo, nka picture so nka picture limo. You're not thinking about the bigger picture. You know, the teachings. I'm actually very, very surprised to when you are that person who
kanti no.
Why are we busy in Amasavana? Which brings
mina gogo yabona ne utshwala ne I don't mind, but mina empandeni ngiyakithi asiphuza utshwala emgidini, you know. And it's unfortunate because siyabhora because of that, you know.
That's
but
good.
Mina ngikhuliswa umuntu strict, you know. Like I think even after maybe yours, the next one I want to have is with my gobela, you know, because I feel ukuthi people maybe they think ukuthi noma khosi uyabhora abazi ukuthi uzalwa yinto enjani, you know. Ugogo mdala or very, very strict in such a way ukuthi nami ngiyaphapha mara ngisaphapi. You know, uzithole in a situation where you realize ukuthi for you to go a long distance with someone, there are certain sacrifices of self that you have to make, but the rewards that you gain later, they actually mean something.
Of course.
We are told. And not because of angiphapi, no kahamba into zami nje vele strat. But mengifika kulo mama lo ngabona ukuthi yabona mangifuna lento lelo mama lo anayo. Fanele ukuthi ngithi calm down kancane, you know. Even an interview, I always have that in the back of my mind. Ukuthi ugobela wami angangifonela sekangibuza ukuthi hey wena noma khosi ngikuzwile lapha yini lento lebo uyisho angifune kuhlazwa mina, you know, wenzani uthi ini, you know. And so I think my mind is always at the back of my mind. Whatever I do have her ukuthi hey ugogo angangimangalela amathwasa ngabhuli ngizothi ngithathe phi leyo nto leyo because of mina, like I'm saying ngafika nginaleyo nkinga leyo, you know, ukuthi mina ngangithwasile ngiqedile but ngingaboni, you know. And now because it was something that she had to fix for me, mase ngifika ngisuka kule phehlo leli sengiza ku phehlo lakhe, it's something that I over time I can't ignore
Of course.
You know, so I think amanxeba wethu awafani mesikhulu endleleni, right? From other people who gita, like I'm awful. I can't gita to save my life. But because I understand that the institution of ubungoma requires you to do it, I will do it, you know. But I also know I'm awful. So if you laugh at me for that, I don't care. But if you laugh at me for sight, ingshaya ish.
Yeah.
Ingenzela ama heart palpitations, you know. So I wanted to discuss this point because I feel it's something that I continue to see when I visit other places where I it's only my kids that I see gupula emikitini, and I've had this question mark, but I've had no one to ask, and you just liberated me because I'm like, it's been like you know, ubungoma guys masikhuluma iqiniso mkhulu into enhle emnandi ne, but you can see sometimes when you are sitting there ukuthi kunokuba ne disconnect, uyizwa ingoma ukuthi yashaya, usizwa isigubhu nokugida umbona umuntu ukuthi umuntu uyagida, but uzibuze ukuthi manje abantu abadala mara la bakuphi.
No, it's really saddening kakhulu, because I feel like I don't know what generation to call it. I will not say it's I don't want to label, label, but izangoma nje zamanje, whether old whatnot, I'm not gonna label them, but inkinga one substance is a problem. Substance is like I really love what Yogobela does. You guys don't drink. There's a cousin of mine who actually went in August. He's been gone for like a year. Was and whatnot. In Pandeyabo, they don't believe in Upuza Uchwala. Even if they find you, they're gonna find you.
Yes, same as us.
Yes. So,
Imali.
Yes. So I feel like Uchwala, Ugubone, man, in clubs, in taverns, whatever, wherever where people are drinking, things go south.
Yes.
Things go out of hand. So now, if it's your Falapano from Exensi, listen to us, or from listen 5 ilang balele up until 10 o'clock at night, we've been drinking all this alcohol that these kids have bought. Zigwele lapha rumin, kugcwele utshwala kuphela ma case. What's gonna happen? Throughout them giddy. By the time when uzogida as igowela, throughout that day, ukhathele number 1, ulalanga Friday. Saturday uvuga udlile whatever little bit, then you are drinking throughout. Nabantwana bakho laba sebakhulile niyaphuza lokhu business kuphu niyaphuza niyalekelela lapha enzana abantwana niyabafihlela whatever, but by the time kushaw 8 guys, I don't club, I'm not at a level to club. I go to places and I'm like, can we get the bill? I can't, because uchwala is a problem. If you are it will reduce your ability to drive. It will. When you drive, when you are liberated, you're like, but so I feel like substance abuse is the problem. Wanting to be relevant is a problem in these ceremonies, zizangoma, because it's happy, and we want to be happy. Le happy amapiano in as hambelan, which is why it's so sad. I've made a decision because, well, maybe there are other healers, but my experience is so way to I go there abantu bakitanga ni pose, they're swinging, I don't know, they're twerking or whatever. It's like I'm at, what's this place, Ekonka, you see. So I cannot differentiate, but I find peace when I look at imigidi mhlambe Mpumalanga, vibe, like Spilong or whatnot. I'm like, wow, okay, this is it. But then when I'm la egoli, the fast-paced life even resonate even emahlozini, because people are just drinking, having fun. It's fun ehlozini, man. It's no longer about healing. That is why kunga bulwa. It's because it's all about fun. We're having fun.
Mkhulu, I thought I was strict, ne? I think I've made my match actually. But now, what I want to know, Mkhulu, it's more around ukuthi Mahlathini. Then, if we come to her for consultation, then what can we expect? Because Mahlathini, uyambona ukuthi ngathi izinto ezisinakusakazwani nazo nje.
Mina ngiyaqhosha one iqhosha mina ithwasa ngiyaqhosha, they know. If I foresee problems, it goes back to that relationship that I have. I think my relationship with my ancestor is even more than a relationship with my partner. This one is more intense. It's like we are lovers more than that, because what I feel, I believe, I feel, because I'm like, ayisasebenzi le way yabona ukuthi kunjani now. Khuluma manje sengathi, you know, we're close like that. Hey, now uyayibona ukuthi utshelela, because yena ngithi uyena ukhulumela with the board members, because it's not just him. There's other board members who could say no, but then mangikhuluma naye I feel like siyazwana. And I go there ngiphathe ngithi baba kunomkhulu kunje kanje lo mntana angisamfuni makahambe. Hardly 2 days, you pack your bags, you go. And angeke ungane uzongitshela kahle uthokoza ngakanye yagula uzovuka esibhedlela. I would to gula cool, but like it's a condition where I'm like, in this condition you cannot continue with this. You've got to go. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't. Also Islam, I believe, is very kind, very sweet. He's sweet and bona, you know, but umuntu onjalo, don't step on their toes.
Yes.
Once you do,
it's over. I know.
You see flames. Immediately. And that's the thing, I don't wanna angifuna ukwata, because mengikwatila kubi mnandi for everyone who knows me. They don't want to see me angry, because it's so kind, so friendly. Once you do this, that's it, done. And they act swiftly from that. Like that's why I'm clear, because if I'm angry, then akusabi mnandi bantu bayaxoshwa. So
then can I ask this, Mkhulu, do you then think this is why even the institution of Twasa is phasing out, and we're finding there's people saying they are self-initiating, or do you think it's a completely different topic?
Completely different topic. Labo bayahlanya. I can call them out on that. Look, I still believe on this notion from 10 years ago when I said, if you are saying when it was lakho, because we've heard so many people coming to our DMs, why are you in my DM? If I believe, if it was lakho want to take you to this journey, they can't use me to help you twasisa yourself. They will give you everything, and then at the end,
they will choose, and then we become
they
friends.
Will choose baze kumina ukuthi asambeni sicela nizosilandela umntanethu besimthwasise emanzini sicela niyenze inkomo kanje. Then we do that, that's it, we are done. Hayi ukuthi from the interim mina ngiyakusiza qala phansi sewumele uzongibuza ukuthi so amagobongo ngenza kanjani gogo, so ngidli igobongo, so manje mangiphupha ilona.
No, when are you taking it far? I'm talking about self-initiates that do not even need igobong.
Who don't need an igobong? But bafuna buy izangoma. No,
they are practicing. You know, they can see, they can do everything, but abagazi baphehla.
Well, there are a couple of those. Most of them, what I've realized is that they are scared of our world. They're scared of tapping into it. And then there are those who are led not to go to people.
Why? That's what I want to know, Gucci. Because what I'm looking at is, we've spoken so much about the fact that our world, it's not looking good
Right now.
you know. Even me, I sometimes feel like I could wake up 5 years from now and the experience you had as my initiate a few years ago and what you have in the next 5 years won't be the same.
Of course.
Obviously also because of things that I've been through. So I'm trying to look at it as, is it then amadlozi saying uti, then we are doing away with this institution by bringing these people that don't even need uti baphehlelwe, or is it like a completely different thing eyabo?
Look, I believe, Mina, personally, right now, even amadlozi are very resistant. Like, honestly, I wake up and I'm like, I'm sure amadlozi now abasazi ukuthi kwenzakalani emhlabeni, because there's just so much. It's weird how things are happening right now. So some of them are being protected from this world because it harbors a lot of pain, you know, and they're like, not now, maybe later. For now it's bird. Like everything is just out there in the world. Like everything is exposed, you know. So also there's this thing, you know, which is who are not meant to go into this whole process. People are just going through this for fun. I mean, I've heard there's people that go to, in my mind, about saying just to fit in.
Really?
Yes.
Hey,
I
when
didn't
you've
even know.
seen it all, hey?
I didn't even know. This is information I've known 2-3 years ago. But people can go to, no, in my mind, but saying is pan, I'm like, you don't even know which goat this is. Why was it slaughtered? Mara, when we are saying we are go. So some people are just really, you know, interested, you know, inquisitive. They want to be in this world even if they are not called. Yeah. They just want to do it.
Yeah,
and then a portion of them are being protected from it because it has become too dark now. Even amadlozi they can't keep up. It's too much, you know. Sure. It's really too much.
So manje ke Mkhulu, if niqala endleleni so and there's all of this going on, what is your advice to me?
Look, focus, pray, phahla. And one important thing that you need to do, you need to trust your gut, trust your instincts. Mina, in these homes, spiritual homes that I've left, I left in very weird ways whereby I didn't get a voice that said, hey, when I pick up your bags, go. There were things that happened that actually showed me this is what's going to happen. One, at the first place, Ilona ubuhlalo bami baphuma from the right leg, and I was like, oh, right ming hamba awuqala go left muhamba hamba go right qala uthatha step, and I was like, I'm about to go. Hardly 2 days I was gone. I left. But I didn't leave in a bad way. I told Gobela, obviously we'll have our excuses. Oh, no, this is not for me now. I'll come back, but I just need to take a break. Then we leave. When idlozi likhuluma nawe, you need to understand their language. And the only time you can understand their language is when you yourself are focused. So if you are of this world, you know, like you are conformed by social media and whatnot, busy, like in you won't hear them. But if you focus and you want this, you're like, no, this is what I want.
You know what I want to ask, and like you are the place I'm asking a lot of things I've wanted to ask. So I've had initiates, you know, where tholukuthi umuntu uhlala nawe ne, and lo muntu makahlala nawe aboniswe ukuthi actually you as the gobela are in danger, you know. But for some reason umuntu ayithathe sengathi you are the danger
to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know? And what happens then in cases like that where it's like actually you were shown the truth, you know, but the truth was relative to how you interpreted it. Maybe when ezithwasa bowuzele ukuzokhusela ugobela.
Yeah.
And wena wayithatha ukuthi ugobela wena fanele uzikhusele kuye.
Yeah,
so maybe uvuke nje kuseni, pack your bags, you go. I'm asking this because I've seen this very person had once put on a WhatsApp status ukuthi you need to be very careful of these new age healers, you know, some of them are dangerous. And I knew that the person was talking about me.
Wow.
And for me, it was like, it's something I've never really discussed with anyone, you know. For me, it's like, and immediately after she left, I started seeing flames, you know. So I realized after Ahamba, Uguti, no, man, this girl was actually being warned. Uguti, she needs to warn me that I'm in danger, you know. And I, like, sometimes I feel bad, Uguti, Amadlo's way to, because they also so indirect.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of miscommunication that can happen where it's like, actually kunabantu abathunyelwa ephehlweni at a certain time ukuzokhusela naye ugobela, you know. So I think thina mesithwasa there was this thing yokuthi idlozi elincane yilo elihogela yonke into, you know. And so yes, as a gobela you might not be cognizant, but likhona ithwasa elithunyelwa ukuthi lizoprotect her wena ngaleso sikhathi, because there's certain communication that you might not be able to get.
Of course.
You know? So I'm just asking for interest's sake. Omunye has the feeling ukuthi there is a danger, but the danger is actually not for them.
Yeah.
It's for the person that's trying to help them.
Yeah.
How do you then discern?
Yeah, it's quite a difficult one, Leone. I remember I was telling someone, Niti, Yabana, the communication yamadlos is very vague.
Yes.
To an extent that right now, Niti, I'm drinking water, glass liyaphula. Niti ngiphuza wine kuyaphula. Oh, okay. Nifuna ngiphahle. How jiggy you're dreaming of blood. They will not come to you and say, here's a goat. Or come to you and say, they will come in these different angles, and then when you need to puzzle the whole thing. So it really is unfortunate to especially these young ones, because they don't know how to piece it together. It's hard to figure as if it's danger, you know, to them. And it was danger to you. I've had kids that actually insulted me socially on social media. I was called out names, bona bang drag bang father. So, you know, like I had to go through humiliation with other well-known healers out there that you know on social media, you know, by this kid, and then years later they come back and they want to apologize. They want to,
and they don't do it on a public platform.
Like now, when that happened, when this person reached out, I was like, no, I'm not gonna respond to this, because one, you humiliated me publicly, but right now you want to apologize to me privately. The damage is already done. There's so many healers, popular healers out there, that now I'm not in speaking terms with them because of that very thing.
That is hectic. I've never gotten that energy from
you. No. It really tarnished my name, but very mature healers were able to use more.
Yes.
Oh no, kana
yeah, and guys, the thing comes to all of us. Hey, it's not like it sits on one healer and then the criticism is there. It goes to all of us.
Yeah.
So to someone in someone's life story, you are the villain.
Yeah. So really, to answer your question, it goes back to focus. Goes back to how you communicate with your people. You know, when you get those kind of messages, how do you respond? Do you respond immediately? If you don't understand, sometimes we get messages that we don't understand, very, you know, vague, and then we're like, please give me more so that I can understand what you mean.
The depth, yes.
Yeah, because I see you're saying this is what's happening, but I'm not getting it. Can I get more confirmation on this? But not to act immediately and say, ha, but umkhulu lawyer gone.
Yes.
Yeah, but
also, I think for me it was that maybe the person was also tired. They just wanted to go home.
Of course.
You know? And so I also put that into perspective. But I always wondered, Ruti, why would someone say that about someone, you know? You know, now that you're talking, I'm thinking, what I don't know if I've told you this, Kuti, how I even first knew about you. Someone had dreamt about me with you.
Oh yeah, I think you did. Yeah, you did.
You know, and like I was like, who are you talking about? And this person had a proper detailed dream about me being in a certain space with you on a farm. And then when I met you and I was like, oh my Mahlathini, I know this name, but I know it, and I didn't even know that person. It was someone who reached out to me on Twitter and said to me that they want to share a dream with me. Can I please share my details with me? They'll send me a voice note, you know? So when I eventually met you, I was like, yo, Spirit is actually crazy, because there's certain people that other people know you've maybe met already. And then in the physical, when you meet them, you're like, oh, okay, I get why maybe I would be in the same vicinity then as Mahlathini. But at the time, I was so confused. I was like, who's this Mahlathini that this person is talking about, you know? And I think for me, Mkhulu, like, I just want to say thank you, even for opening up your space and letting us come through, because like I always just wanted to know and probe ukuthi umkhulu yena, what does umkhulu think like, you know? Because sometimes you meet people, especially when, you know, when we go for stuff for brand or campaigns, I feel like you bring your professional persona, you know? You don't really bring yourself, because there's so much at stake at that time, you know? So I think I'm just so grateful for the conversation, and I just want to know in general, Guti, so if people want to get hold of you and they want to come consult with Mahlathini after this conversation, how do people get hold of you?
Oh, how do they get hold of me? Before that, actually, funny enough, I mean, how you and I met. You know, like, I met this woman, I'm like, come on, oh.
She really said that.
I had this.
You know, I love that.
But there was you know, I'm like, no, man. What am I? But I don't know you. But it was a thing of, I don't know you, but I know you.
Yes.
Or like, I don't know you, but there's something about you. Who are you? So I think it goes back to that person.
Yes.
So, you know, you're placed in these different realms. You meet people in the past.
Yes.
It might not have been now.
I agree.
We have met in the past. So, and you're like, Maralo, Chuang, like, why is she in my space? And why is she even sitting next to me? You were sitting right next to me. I'm like, what the hell? Who is this woman? Okay. And then we started talking.
Yes, yeah.
But in the beginning, there was just a whole lot of.
No, I'm just a quiet person. I'm a really quiet person. Like, yeah. So, like, I think that's the spirit, you know, where I'm an observer, and I think I always advise people that observe, because you actually learn more in your silence.
But I loved your energy, honestly. Very calm, very, very soothing, very warm. I mean, then the minute we started talking, we hit it off.
Yeah. But you know why? It's because there was no ego in between. So then you can have authentic connection with umuntu. And whenever, even when there's an event, I ask you first, it's okay, Mkhulu, are you going? That I know I've got people to sit with that I just vibe with.
Same, I'm like, hey, I hope you will be there, because
it's beautiful. I think, so for me, that's the one other thing in Itanda ngobungoma is Guti. You know, I'm a very timid person and I'm quite picky, you know. But I've found along the way that I've actually met some other really nice or amazing people, you know. Even it be Guti Gusem Kidin and I saw you once or twice, but I found Guti, wow, there are other people that I just think this person is just amazing. They're awesome. I can learn a thing or two from them. But as a person, I'm not like I always say to people, you know,
you're quiet. I was a personal photographer, and she told me she hasn't paid me.
Yeah, so there's that where you feel like you have those two personas where maybe you are quiet, but Idlozi brings out a different element kuwe, and you realize, oh wow, like if I didn't have Dlozi, I wouldn't meet all of these people and have those interactions. And I think that's why I even have these conversations, because a lot of people, when they see us, even online, you assume ukuthi these people don't get along or they don't resonate or because how we curate, whatever we curate is different, that we don't have bonds. We do. It's just that we understand ukuthi in being separate, there's also strength.
Yeah.
But some people, you meet them and you're like, oh gosh, I'm actually so glad to have met maybe Mahlathini or Ruban, you know?
Yes.
And I think it's, for me, one of the beauties of Idlozi that people don't talk about, because it's not always ego space. Sometimes it's warm space, it's like heart space, like family space, you know, musical space, dance space. And unfortunately, those are the parts that people don't always see.
Yeah,
they see us looking good in those photos, making sure that our photographers get the right angles.
They have no idea.
I love it.
We feed off each other. Just like vampires, we also do feed off each other positively. Because Mina, I draw so much strength from your posts.
Really?
You know.
But sometimes I post crazy stuff.
Your crazy is good for me. It's not the
not
crazy.
Too much.
It's not the crazy I mute. The crazy I mute. But your crazy I can handle. I'm like, oh wow. This I'm saving. Am I gonna post it now? No, let me post it tomorrow. Sometimes I even feel bad. I'm like,
you're not stress you. Okay. I don't have stress in Mkhulu.
Okay. No, people can get hold of me on Instagram. Oh, when my profile was stolen.
How?
I was stolen for another day. I was hacked. I had to open a new one. The
That's
one
crazy.
that I met you on.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that one I say exists. So now I'm Mkhulu Mahlathini GP. I just added the U
in front.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll look for that when I tag you. Only on Instagram. You're not on Twitter, Mkhulu.
I am on Twitter. Am I on Twitter? My goodness. Mkhulu Mahlathini.
Without the U, right?
Even without the I, without the GP. But when you type Mkhulu Mahlathini GP, you will find it. And then Facebook. I want to do. They still even.
Yeah, they do. It's a world apparently.
Okay.
That we just don't live on.
Mkhulu Mahlathini GP. Actually, look out for the Apani. Now I add my surname in all my profiles. I add this Apani surname,
beautiful.
So it's there. Yeah, TikTok now it's got an Apani Mkhulu Mahlathini. Everything Mkhulu Mahlathini with a GP with Apani. Just know it's.
No, I loved this. Thank you so much, Mkhulu. Thokozani. Thank you for having us. Thokozani.